Alright, welcome back to another Embrace Destiny video, everyone. Thank you so much for clicking that link and joining us. Today's video, we are looking at the Iron Banner, some future updates and events to come in Destiny 2, and then we're going to circle back and talk a little bit about this and my streaming channel over on Twitch. So, let's get into it. Iron Banner is on this week, and as far as I've been seeing in the community, things seem to be going a little bit better. A lot of things dropped in this recent update. There was a patch earlier this week, and a lot of things came from it. But the two most notable, I would say, would have to be the. Did the raid drops come this week? Well, at the very least, we got Masterwork Armor, and we've got the Iron Banner. So, Masterwork Armor. Very cool. You can check out the notes and such, how it works on Bungie.net. But essentially, armor can either drop or you can use Masterwork cores to turn any legendary armor into Masterwork armor. And what it does is it gives you a 3% damage reduction while your super is active. And it stacks, of course, up to 15%. So it's pretty cool. I had one drop recently. I haven't really had a chance to play around with it too much. Not really sure how well it's going to work. There have been some tweets and such on Twitter, Christopher Barrett and a few other people talking about maybe experimenting with other ideas, because not every super in the game is a roaming one, one that would benefit from a survivability over a long period of time. So we'll see. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a neat idea, and I'm looking forward to getting some full sets going. On top of that, as I said, the Iron Banner is on, and you can see some, soon you can see some, Crucible Iron Banner footage there in the background. Here I am checking out the rest of my team. One of them had an interesting ship. I forget what it was. I think it was a normal ship, but it had a, yes, it had the Deadwood foliage coloring on it, or Dead Zone foliage. Anyway, off topic. So, Iron Banner's on this week. It's a week-long Crucible event. It's Control. Instead of being hosted by Shaxx, it's hosted by Lord Saladin. You can go there, and every time you win or lose, you get some tokens. You can use the tokens to buy equipment, and there are ornaments to grind for. So you can see here I have the full Titan set. The last Iron Banner, I wasn't actually able to get the helmet. I tried. I played through the whole week, and the helmet did not drop. But now that you can actually purchase equipment from Saladin, as soon as I had enough tokens, I bought that helmet. No way am I going to go without it. And I've been working toward the ornaments ever since. There's some people who've already gone through and they have them, but me, I'm taking a bit more casual approach. I'm looking forward to getting them, though. You get them basically by playing, winning a certain number of matches, getting a certain number of grenade and melee kills. So, yeah, it's been fun to have some kind of extra achievements and goals to work toward while I play. Also nice that a friend of mine, Pop Alfred here, you can see in the background. Actually, you can't, but he's on my team somewhere. He finally had time to jump back onto Destiny 2, so it was great playing with somebody I knew rather than solo queuing. Yeah, we just had a lot of fun, so I'm really enjoying it. As you know, if you're new to this channel, basically, I'm still enjoying Destiny 2. It's one of my favorite games. There's a lot of good here. I see the issues that are happening in the game and the comments and complaints from the community, but I'm working around them, basically. I have hope, and yeah, it sucks that we're going to have to wait basically until May for Bungie to put every feature into the game that they should have just carried over from Destiny 1, but I have faith that they will do that, and I'm really enjoying what I'm getting in Destiny 2 right now. So, long-winded aside, I feel I kind of have to reinforce that for anybody who's new, so apologies if you're not new and you've heard this a few times. But let's keep going. So, these ornaments, yeah, they're pretty sweet. I suggest you check them out. I'm looking forward to getting them for my... I'll probably only get them for my Titan this time, and maybe for my Warlock next time. Other than that, so the raid is getting a bunch of new, you're getting ornaments that you can also purchase or equip and earn through playing the raid. Different modifications as well. I don't have a full in-depth video of it, but you can check out Dado's YouTube page if you want a review. He goes through all the perks and which ones are the best. But yeah, that's a great thing. A lot of people are calling for that in the community as well, is You know, besides the fact that it looks neat, it's nice to have armor that is useful, that has specific uses, especially if you earn it in a specific event. So that's nice. I actually haven't played that many raids. I don't have a solid group of people that all have the same kind of coordinating time schedule as I do, so it's actually been tough. I've only beaten the Leviathan raid once, and I haven't beaten the Eater of Worlds raid at all. But seeing all these new ornaments and stuff actually even gives me an incentive to go and play. So they added in some Eververse changes as well. They basically reduced the cost of a bunch of items in terms of the bright dust required, and the new raid Ghost that's apparently going to be super rare to get has a feature that allows you to earn bright engrams more often. So that's kind of interesting. You know, it's like they're not getting rid of Eververse as everybody's been chanting, but they're making it a bit more approachable. Personally, it's one of those things that's affecting the community in Destiny 2, but it's kind of a metaphor for every feature that's wrong with Destiny 2 and how it relates to me. Personally, these features are not annoying me so much. They're not affecting me, but I see them as being kind of problematic game design choices, and I'm really glad that Bungie is starting to vocally, outwardly listen to the community and make some changes there. What else we got going on? So there is the I'm sure it's on Bungie.net, but they've also Bungie account also tweeted it. They have a roadmap for the coming months coming up. So we got the patch, you know, what was it, January 27th or something like that. So that's brought in the changes that I just mentioned, and on top of that, we're getting another one in February 27th. You can check out. I'll try to post the link in the description below. It's kind of minor stuff in a way. It's some more little changes, little things here and there. Being able to see your friends on the maps, and as a PC player, being able to opt in to a certain tower chat option, stuff like that. Big changes are coming in March. So March 27th, there's a huge update. Only listed a couple of things down here. We got 6 versus 6 coming back, and sandbox changes. So basically, Bungie doubled down hard on having their 4 versus 4 match type here in the Crucible, but they're bringing 6v6 back. I'm wondering exactly what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, because they stated that the maps in Destiny 2 were designed for a 4v4 base, and I think a lot of them might be a little too small to have 6 versus 6. So I hope if we do get those game modes that they I hope that they return in their own maps, or maybe we just bring back maps from Destiny 1. I mean, I honestly wouldn't have a problem with this, and a lot of people are enjoying those few maps that they've brought back. Sandbox changes, there's a lot of things that got to be addressed. I'm not really sure what they're going to be planning specifically. We'll get more notes. Bungie's been a lot better with communication lately, and I really hope that they continue with that and that they continue making progress. It sucks that it takes so long for everything to be fixed, but I'm glad to see improved and increased communication here. And the biggest news is Season 3 of Destiny 2 is coming in May, and alongside that, Christopher Barrett tweeted out that the new expansion, I believe it's confirmed, I'm not sure, but it's been at least leaked to be called Gods of Mars. That will be coming out alongside Season 3. Now, the wording here is interesting. They say alongside, so not sure if that means at the same time, or if that means one will start and then the other. So we'll have to see. Personally, I'm enjoying all of it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying not to, you know, there have been a couple of leaks recently regarding what the next expansion is going to be like. We'll have to see. These expansions were planned out a long time before Destiny 2 was even launched, so they kind of have to do a little bit of work in trying to roll out the content that they have delivered, but make it relevant for the current Destiny 2 environment, which is A, little bit sick of one-off adventures, B, tired of paying for expansions that are relatively short. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. I have a feeling that it will be kind of a standalone, you know, expansion. Doesn't really matter too much. I don't know. I understand why they do that, but I really really wish that the expansions would oh yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here watching the gameplay footage in the background. Yeah, I really wish that they would make where was it going with that? Yeah, that the story points would connect or at least build up to something greater. I mean, it makes sense that in Curse of Osiris and that whole thing is kind of secretive, and Ikora sends you off on this adventure and doesn't tell the tower. But what's weird, there's two things that's strange about that. One, you do find out later that the tower does know what's going on. You hear like different characters in the tower, whether it's Lord Shaxx or Lord Saladin, they reference Osiris. In fact, when you go visit Lord Saladin to start the Iron Banner, Saladin speaks about Osiris being back and telling you not to trust him and not to work with him because he abandoned the city. And it's like, okay, so did the Vanguard find out about the events of the Curse of Osiris? And what? We haven't been reprimanded for that. Ikora hasn't been reprimanded, you know. And I know we're asking for a kind of a narrative cohesion that most video games, hell, most movies, TV shows don't even include. But it would just be nice, and it would make things come more alive if we saw more of an interaction like this. I would personally, they would never do it, it would cost too much, but it would be nice if we just got random cutscenes and cinematics, you know, that didn't, assuming you beat the Curse of Osiris and assuming you start the Iron Banner, if there was a cinematic where you interrupted a meeting where Ikora was getting chastised for it or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is off on a tangent. We're going to come back to this in a moment. So we'll have to see what the new expansion is going to be like. It's coming in May alongside a lot of things, including the Crucible ranking, which I'm looking forward to. I like the Crucible. I'm not too hardcore into it. I don't really play Trials of Osiris or Trials of the Nine, but I enjoy it, and it would be really interesting to have a kind of system that would show where I stand in regards to the rest of the community, and hopefully they have a nice reward system built around it, so it's something to work toward. Okay, let's move on a little bit here into kind of the more unique discussion points. We're going to be talking a little bit now about my channel and some recent events. So, last video I put out was called Making Your Own Fun in Destiny 2. I highly recommend you check it out or read the blog post that's attached in the description in that video. Basically, I found that there's a certain number of people in this community, a large number I would say, who enjoy Destiny 2, but find that there either isn't enough to do or there's not enough motivation to do it. And that's something that they've been working on with these ornaments and things like this. Is there are a lot of things to do in Destiny 2, I would argue. I mean, yeah, you can't really go back and redo story missions as well as you could in Destiny 1, but there's a lot of adventures and quests and public events and lost sectors. There's a lot to do, but there's not a lot of motivation to do it. So I thought to address some of this demand, some of this concern, by coming up with a list of events, list of things that I thought would be fun to do, that we could put in. This is hilarious to me. This shows the example of a Titan versus a Hunter jump. We both crash into each other in midair. Titan dies. Anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? So hopefully you don't have to. Let me tell you a little quick story about my recording process here. I spend about 20 different takes getting the intro right, and then as soon as I do the rest of the recording in one take, almost no editing. I know, it's ridiculous, it's not a very efficient system, call it brave or call it dumb, but as soon as I go off on tangents like this, I have to work really hard to find my way back. So I came up with this list of events, there it is, and last Saturday, I actually went to try and find people, to recruit people who would enjoy it. I had messaged a couple of people who seemed interested from my tweets and such like that, but they weren't around, and I found myself in the tower unable to, there's no one around. I actually went to a couple of different instances in the world and there was no one there. Now, some of the more negative people, if you made it this far into the channel, you're going to say, hashtag Destiny is dead. But I don't think that's true. I think it was just weird timing. I'm in Europe, so who knows what people are doing on, afternoon on a Saturday. maybe they had lives, I don't know. So anyway, I was in the tower and I started wishing that I was on PC because they're getting that whole tower chat thing, but instead I ended up just kind of sending random messages to people in the tower. It was actually kind of a lot of fun. It sounds a little bit weird, but basically I sent a message to anybody I saw in the tower running by, telling them that there was a party in the tower and they were invited, and to report to the roof above Hawthorne. So if you know what I'm talking about, you can only get up there if you use the if you complete the lava challenge, and it's kind of my own little hangout. So I'm looking forward to setting up maybe a weekly meeting there with anybody who's interested. But yeah, ended up meeting a couple of people who seemed interested in hanging out, and it was a really fun, really weird experience because a lot of people seemed really confused, first of all, by a stranger messaging them. Okay, I get it. Then they seemed confused because I was using full pronunciation, full spelling, proper grammar, and I was asking them if they wanted to do sparrow racing, which is not a thing in Destiny 2. Destiny 1, they had the Sparrow Racing League. You can you can go around certain maps racing your sparrows, and I thought it'd be a fun idea to race some people around the European Dead Zone. Once I got people over that initial confusion, a lot of people either didn't answer me or just moved on, but I had a few people join me. Then I ran into what could only be described as a ridiculous situation. 2 people joined my party saying that they would be interested. They both texted me back. Turns out one of them didn't have a microphone, and the other one only had a limited understanding of English. Now, I've been working on my French here while I live in France, but I don't really think it's, I wouldn't say it's conversational, it's more transactional. It's more, I have a certain number of key phrases and sentences I can use, and I can usually get what I need and then get out of there. But we made it work. It was really funny, me trying to do my best to speak French, and not just to translate, but to actually try to come up with the proper names for things. Here's a fun fact for you. In Destiny 1, you had an enemy called Crota. He was a hive god, and or the son of a hive god at least. But in French, the word Crota, it's kind of a conjugation of he pooped himself, or he pooped. It's kind of weird, right? So they actually changed it. In French, the character's name is Crota with a P thrown in. So, yeah, kind of weird stuff. But anyway, so we had a really good time. We're racing around the European Dead Zone and just having a good, just playing around, just having fun. And since then, I've actually added a couple of people to my clan. So, yeah, it was nice, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that. If you're interested in checking that out, you can look down at my stream below. I'm actually going to be streaming this Saturday, probably. If I get the time, I'm going to be doing that. I like the idea of just going there and trying to promote a bit of a positive community. If there's other people traveling alone, they want to, go do some patrols together, whatever. We'll see how it goes. So if you're interested, if you're on the Xbox, my gamer tag is KazPhD, so, take a look, see if you can find me, and yeah, maybe we'll have some fun out there. I'd like to do more of that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to more things. No mention of Sparrow Racing in any of the updates coming up, which is fine. I mean, honestly, there's a lot more at stake in Destiny 2's development than, a one-off kind of activity like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it and getting excited for it. What else? Actually, I think that's going to be it for the commentary today. Thank you very much for making it to the end of this video. If you happen to like what I'm doing here, feel free to like or subscribe to the channel. Drop me some comments down below. Just let me know what you're up to. I know a lot of people have moved on from this game. In fact, Monster Hunter World has just come out and people are really excited about that. But personally, I'm still liking this game and I'm liking the community. And if you're not, that's fine. I mean, I really hope that whatever you're doing, you're having fun. It is a video game after all. In the meantime, I'm going to be playing, trying to get through the Iron Banner and getting my ornaments. And yeah, maybe I'll see you out there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time. And yeah, be good out there. Bye now.
Victory is yours. Sound tactics and improvisation that I've not seen since Ikora. Excellent.